Greetings, fellow free muffins. Tiki here,
And Jacob Wile, too.
and welcome to another wish-fulfilling episode of Tiki's Universe. It's the show where we react and respond to all kinds of animated programming, including Milo Murphy's Law, Steven Universe, which is about to come back. That's right around the corner, but today we're talking about Star versus the Force of Evil and the latest batch of episodes that we got. We're on episode 13.
Yeah. I think this is 12. I don't know. It is 13. Never mind.
That's what I thought. I thought 12 was last week. So I really love this run of episodes, Jacob. I think these two are very, very high quality. I think the first one is definitely the one that we're going to talk about more, whereas the second one, I feel like that conversation will go by a lot faster. But my God, how good of an episode is Page Turner? As a Glossaryck fan, I absolutely loved it.
Oh, yeah. Definitely has a lot of
starts out with him trying to find the perfect ship.
Yep. This is definitely Glossaryck's biggest role.
I would say this is the first full-on Glossaryck-centric episode of the series, which I'm pumped for.
He appears more than Star in this episode.
Yeah, he does. Definitely. Star's only got a few lines, really, in total. She's only got some stuff in the, only a few scenes here and there, and it's kind of brief. It's mostly just a trip. It's not only get to see into the book, which, Jacob, I don't remember if we've actually seen the functionality of that before, but because, of course, last week we got into the wand. So can you remind me if we've ever been inside the book before like this?
I don't think ever inside the book. I don't think technically they don't think they went inside the book at all. I mean, they went to like a pocket dimension. I think. I mean, that's what it looks like. Or like a magical, some kind of maybe another dimension. Knowing this place, knowing the show, but it doesn't look like they actually went inside the book.
So I think this episode has a lot going for it. It's definitely Glossaryck-centric, and you know me, I love Glossaryck. I don't know about you, Jacob, but I love Glossaryck.
I do like Glossaryck.
Oh, God. And it's also got a lot of mundanity to it. It's also got kind of exploring the book, kind of doing some more world building with the magic, and also some plot stuff at the end with Queen Butterfly. So I don't know. How do you want to break this all down?
Well, I think the big chunk of revelations is just at the end, but it's just like gags upon gags to get there at first.
Sure.
Basically, almost everything's on the fritz, but everything's on the fritz.
Yeah, that's the big running gag, of course. Yeah,
including the freaking stairs.
The staircase is on the fritz, Mr. Glossaryck. Just Jefferey Tambor just absolutely delivers this episode. Every time he gets pissed, he kind of has that whole that kind of just rolling voice that he does. You know what I need?
Oh yeah, I totally understand what you mean there.
Of course, I think one of the best gags is the magic detector.
Like, do you have any magical contraband?
No. It's just this extremely nefarious looking sorcerer guy who's obviously got at least a few magical items in his possession. Just very shifty.
And then he doesn't get detected, but then Glossaryck does.
Yes, because Glossaryck is kind of like the Vision from the MCU with the Infinity Stone in his forehead. He's just got magic on him at all times. So
yeah, technology, ain't it great?
Oh yeah. Okay, let's see. So what do you think about the whole concept of this giant kind of office building that Glossaryck was navigating? Like, I took it wasn't supposed to be the whole book was in this office building, was it?
Man, I think the book is basically just that, a book.
Well, yeah, I understand, but I'm just saying, like, the actual, world from within the book is...
I guess I don't understand where you're coming from there.
Well, isn't this whole episode, supposed to be taking place inside the book?
And like I said, I think Glossaryck was just called away to a certain place. I don't think it's actually inside the book at all.
Oh, well, that changes things for me. Okay, my bad. For some reason, I just kind of assumed that Glossaryck got sucked into the book, so he was inside the book the whole episode.
I mean, that could be. But I'm just saying, I didn't get that. I mean, that could be.
Fair enough. That's embarrassing.
I mean, you could be right. I'm saying I don't know.
But speaking of Glossaryck getting sucked in, I love the image of just his lifeless body just floating in midair with those dead eyes.
And Star playing with him too.
Yes. Oh god. Star's in this episode not a lot, but there's a lot of good humor with Star and Marco that they get in very, very quick bursts.
Yeah, like during like the crystal ball, so you were like, I'm gonna turn the page. I'm gonna turn the page.
I'm gonna turn the page. I'm gonna turn the page.
Yep.
Just Marco getting way overly excited about the whole situation.
Yeah, I mean, usually he doesn't want to go along with Star when Star does stuff like that, but he seemed all for that.
Right. Okay, so let's talk about this magic council that Glossaryck is summoned to. So we get oh god, I don't even know where to start with these names. Help me out here.
I don't really know their names either. I mean, they're just briefly mentioned. I'm on the wiki. I could check it out.
Well, we don't really need to go over everyone. There's that one kind of flame princess thing that looks like the flame princess from Adventure Time in a way. I don't know.
Yeah, there's also that Romulus guy.
Romulus, yeah, he's kind of the main guy that shows up, and he's stupid Glossaryck, stupid timeout corner.
He's like I'm not a children, you're the children.
So some really fun dynamics there. I also like how we get to see that Glossaryck truly does have the respect of a lot of people. Like he's definitely the Yoda of this show in a way, where he's trained like generations upon generations of butterflies, and we've kind of always assumed that, but it's nice to see some character development come out of it.
And it was kind of hinted at in the Into the Wand episode.
Sure.
When he was with the portraits of all the previous queens.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so anything you want to talk about with the queen and what she's saying?
Oh yeah. Well, remember we had to point out some interesting images that we're actually seeing in the crystal ball, though.
Of course, the number one being Toffee.
Yeah, there's Toffee.
Yeah, that was big.
You know what else there is?
What?
An ear of corn.
Oh God! Of course, there's corn.
Yep, there's an ear of corn.
I was honestly kind of surprised this whole summons wasn't about corn.
The corn.
The corn. All right.
Yes.
Oh God.
Yes, Toffee was seen, and why? I don't know. I mean, probably just like an image or something, but I don't think that's like a hint at his return or anything.
My guess is that he's going to come back in the season finale.
That or the mid-season finale next week. Who knows?
Oh, is it the mid-season finale next week?
Well, they recently aired a commercial for next week's episode. So
they called it
the winter finale.
The winter finale. Okay. Fair enough. Does that mean we're getting Milo episodes again after that?
I don't know.
Who knows? Well, we'll stay in contact with you guys about that. But
well,
okay. So let's see. So Moon Butterfly, kind of some good character stuff with her. You know, she's coming around to Star has to be on her game. You know, there's threats coming, so we have to start training her differently. We have to start, really really advancing her training.
And Glossaryck basically flat out says no.
Right.
And she's like, and he makes a good point. Like every queen that tells me how to do things their way. Like all I hear is me.
And then of course he brings up Eclipsa, the Queen of Darkness, which is correct me if I'm wrong. That's one of the people that Glossaryck trained that went into the evil direction. Just based on the fact that she was training with advanced magic.
Well, I think she was. Remember I think she was the queen in the last episode. Who was with that monster?
Right. Okay.
And that might be her. That might be somebody else. But based on the name Eclipsia, Queen of Darkness, it's pretty safe to assume that she did pretty go. Well,
sure.
Evil. I mean, the name's
Okay.
kind of implied with the whole Eclipsia, Queen of Darkness.
So this
I mean,
episode really is kind
I
of
mean,
a setup episode in a way with kind of setting up the tensions of the
like,
magic.
like even the name Eclipsia alludes to darkness.
Sure, absolutely. Anyway, so they return. Glossaryck returns to Star's bedroom, and
but actually, yeah, the Queen actually begins to agree with her. Like, remember, it's my job to train Star to be a queen.
yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. And then let's just say this episode shows how actually just how powerful Glossaryck can actually be.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, let's talk about the staircase running, right? Where he just grows those like giant buff legs.
And then it all turned out to be for naught.
Oh my god. But no, you have a point though. Glossaryck definitely does have a high skill set when it comes to magic. I mean, he's got that hand that comes out of the diamond in his head. It's.
But that's the thing. I was just wondering how he came to train the butterflies to begin with. I wonder if that's a thing that'll ever be discussed.
Maybe we'll see in a flashback.
Maybe.
Anyways.
But after convincing the Queen that to train Star his way and like the way that she needs to be, he returns and turns out Star actually did read the forbidden chapter.
And it's just not for her. She's just not impressed. It's just like, oh yeah, sure. Darkness, forces of evil. I believe this is the first time we've ever heard the words forces of evil said on the show.
That is pretty funny.
Is that correct?
I believe so.
I kind of got a little excited over that. I mean, I know it probably doesn't mean anything in the plot, but I was just like, ooh, forces of evil.
It's like oh, they said it.
Right, exactly.
But Marco, on the other hand.
Oh god. And this is the best gag of the episode, I thought. It was a great punchline.
It was Marco the one that got absorbed by the darkness.
And he's just like drooling and his eyes are all doubled over. Oh, it's great.
The question is, how did that actually affect Marco to begin with?
But I don't know. I think he's just like taking in all the dark energy and he doesn't know what to do with it. I don't know.
But luckily, according to Glossaryck, fortunately, there's a spell to fix that.
Yeah.
And that's where we leave off.
All right. So overall, I liked Page Turners a lot. I'm slightly, kind of confused about if the episode takes place in the book or if it doesn't. Jacob, you seem like you're not 100% sure about that either. But
I'm more leaning to the fact that it takes place in like a pocket dimension.
It could be. But other than that, the pocket dimension could take place within the book, though.
I mean, like I said, I'm not denying any of that.
Right. But regardless, this is a Glossaryck-centric episode. It's pretty much the most Glossaryck we've gotten in one episode in the course of the series, so I, of course, like it a lot. It's not my favorite episode of the season so far, but it's pretty high up there. I'd say this is probably easily in my top 5 of the season if I were to rank it off the top of my head. So, yeah, definitely a lot, like I said, a lot of good Glossaryck action, some good plot setup, some good character stuff. Really enjoyable episode overall.
Indeed.
All right, any final thoughts on your end, Jacob?
None really come to mind for this one.
Okay, then. So, folks, we will move on right away to Naysaya, which is the second episode that came out this week, and then, see about doing some other stuff. But until then, Jacob, you know what they say. Stick around until next time, where things will get a little weird and a little wild. Yet again.
Yes.
Stupid Glossaryck, stupid timeout.